good, people? I'm flying high and I'm doing me. You already know I'm just saying Gucci. Whatever. Yeah, I couldn't be a rapper if I wanted to. But either way, how you doing, folks? This is a daily opinion. Fact check, not checking no facts. We gonna get right into it because I've been missing like 2 weeks of this jank, but it really don't matter. But bro, that whole ocean jank, the whole ocean, whatever it's called, Titanic wreck and everything. Who the fuck are these billionaires doing this shit? And we supposed to be feeling bad about it. That's like if the whole Bezos, whatever his name is, whenever they went into outer space and it blew up. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, bro. At a certain point, you just got to be like, why the fuck you playing with your money like that? Like, I know for myself, once I reached the age of like money making, like I got out of school and everything, and I was like, okay, I can actually genuinely like make a business, getting that going, and then also make money, like, working as I build that business. I'm like, I can live up and, at that point in time, pretty much be like, I can be a millionaire. Well, shoot, I'm still thinking the same way. I'm obviously not a millionaire. I wouldn't be doing this shit. But, like, I went to Six Flags in Atlanta, and I'll tell you, I was like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, why am I getting on these roller coasters? Like, I've also heard too many horror stories about roller coasters. Granted, it's probably like 3 horror stories in, like, fucking 30 years or whatever, but still, I ain't trying to get my fucking head kicked off or break my foot kicking the nigga head off. I'm not gonna lie, like 2 of the 3 horror stories about that kid that tried to get his head and got his head knocked off. But yeah, man, like I know for myself, even that lowest tier of like adrenaline junkie, thrill seeking type of stuff, kind of stopped with me at roller coasters, and I was like, I don't need to ride any more roller coasters. I'm done. Like, I got too much other shit to live for. Like, I don't have a family yet. I don't have, like, I don't even know, like, good other shit going on. Like, I could, at that point, I was 25. I could have still made it in the NBA. Granted, I hadn't played any, college basketball or even high school basketball, but it was still a chance. I was still hooping at the rec. There's a chance that nigga gonna see me, all right? I'm not going to give up on my dreams just because it's probably not. Like, Jimmy Butler didn't give up on his dreams. He should be the least amount of person in the league, but he worked his ass off and made it. Granted, I also wasn't working my ass off at basketball. I was mainly worried about school and shit. But, it still could have happened. LeBron James grew up with a single mom, you know what I'm saying, in Akron, Ohio, doing what, granted, he was 6'9", maybe 6'10". He was 6'3" when I was like 5'11". Granted, I am 6'3". I could have still made it. Even if 6'3" is still small for the NBA, and I would have had to been a very high skill level and had to go against like Steph Curry and Kyrie. Granted. But I mean, I still could have made it. Nigga, fuck you if you don't think I could have. Fuck you. But what was I talking about, bro? Oh. I'm talking about, okay, yeah, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Bro, if you got that much money, do something else with your life, bro. Buy a Lamborghini and speed in that bitch. I guess you could crash. Okay, never mind. Buy a ship. Nah, because you could crash. I know for a fact if I was ever a billionaire, nigga, you can't give me too much money because, like, I'm already a person where I'm like, you can't tell me shit, and I'm broke. So if I were to get some motherfucking money, bro, pretty much, I know for a fact I would buy a plane. Like, if I had Mayweather money, I would buy a plane, and then I would want to fly it in midair. And the way I'm going to fly is I'm going to fly that bitch wheels off. I'm going to fly that bitch to the wings come off. And I don't know if that's the best way to fly a plane, but hey, that's how the fuck I do my shit. Either I go do it or I don't. And I'm flying that bitch. And I'm crashing that bitch. So it is what it is. Yeah, maybe I would have been down there with them folks, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I just be like, man, fuck it. I already did everything else in life. I might as well go see the Titanic, fuck it. Because, I mean, I'll try to get some people to, realize this, but, like, a lot of girls like to travel and everything. And I'm like, you don't have to travel all at once. Like, you can space it out. You don't got to just do month after month after. I need to try to keep going. Like, because at a certain point, there's not gonna, like, most places in the world is dog shit. You don't want to go there. Like, my last job, I was traveling all over the U.S. and Kentucky is some dog shit. Okay, Nevada's pretty straight, but only Las Vegas. Like, everywhere else outside Nevada is just desert. It's nothing. It's just mountains and desert and things that want to eat you or that want to poison you. California is nice weather, but like, you know, don't go in the woods and shit. They got bears out there. Atlanta's straight. Virginia Beach is straight. But don't go into West Virginia. Like, I'm just saying, like, most of the world, like, it's only very small cities. And if you go outside those cities, you'll realize, oh, these are just the workers inside the cities. You go outside of that, it's just going to be hood. So it's really no point in doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, 98% of the world you don't want to see. So the 2% that you do want to see is probably like in the United States, it's probably like eight places. You don't want to go really nowhere in Africa other than Johannesburg, but I heard that shit was some garbage. You want to go to Egypt. You want to go to Dubai. I already know that little thotties out there. Europe, Paris, probably London, UK. Yeah, you don't need to go like no Russia. Russia's like the biggest continent. Ain't nowhere in Russia you want to go. That bitch is cold as fuck. And, you know, Vladimir is probably going to missile your ass. Hold on, was it Vladimir? I don't know. I remember there was either it was Vladimir or the nigga from North Korea. But I heard that like his cousin or some shit, I think it was a North Korea dude, Ying Man Chow or whatever his name is. He had pretended that he had died, and then like his cousin was trying to like do some shiesty shit and pretty much, you know, take the throne or whatever. I don't know what he was. I mean, the nigga's dead. Who cares? Like take the throne. But he was just doing shiesty shit, and maybe he was just talking behind his back, being like, yeah, I was waiting for the nigga to die or whatever the fuck. But either way, the king heard about it, and so when he like, you know, hit the little gotcha moment, gotcha nigga. And, you know, was like, I'm not really dead. And I knew who the fuck was talking all that bullshit. He got his cousin and strapped his ass to a chair and fucking bombed that nigga. If that's not a show of power, like, I don't know what is. Cause I mean, it's one thing. Cause like, you know, mafia leaders will be like, hey, hitman nigga, like, go ahead and, you know, kill this dude. And then he'll run up on him and kill him. Like, imagine you say, like, no, strap his ass to a chair. Everyone's going to watch him, and then we're just going to fucking fly a missile and bomb this nigga. I mean, yeah, if I had money, bro, I would do that to my enemies. Fuck that. What am I talking about? What was the main? Oh, yeah, places to go. Yeah, there's really only, like, because Maldives, but that's the thing. I'm also like a regular person. Like, there's probably like some places out there that only rich ass people go to. Like, there's probably like a resort in Sweden or something that's like, you know, all around the mountainous terrain, and it's just beautiful to go to. And it's in Sweden, but it's in like the southern part of Sweden, so it's technically like pretty warm in the afternoon that you can take your jacket off. So you're getting like the warmth that you don't need to be bundled up all day. You can get brunch and shit. They actually have like things to do, like kind of like the what's it called, the Olympian Circle or whatever, because I hear in the Olympian Circle, you can just like, you know, have sex with a bunch of people because it's just a bunch of fit people, you know, walking around and everything. Good looking fit people, well, young fit people. Let me not say good looking, because them girls that throw them big ass boulders or whatever, them big them chuckers, yeah, them chucker girls, they can kind of get thick, but they probably got some legs. If you're, you know, chubby chaser, I don't know if people still say that nowadays. That's probably your game right there. But yeah. Not too many places to go to. And if you go to all like 25 places in the world in the span of 3 years, there ain't nowhere to go. There ain't nowhere else to go. You're done. Like, you can take a cruise somewhere, but it's over with for you. Either way. Damn, I just went on a whole rant for how long? I need my motherfucking glasses. 8 minutes. All right, I thought it was much longer. All right, we're going to get into it. Let's see. Bro, I still need to figure out how to turn my thing off my phone. All right. Yeah, but and then they even got the wreckage, bro. I think this is like a conspiracy, man. This shit is a conspiracy because they were saying how, you know, after that, two things out of this whole thing. The oceanic, whatever the thing is, the ocean titan, the ocean motherfucking get people. So they couldn't find it for 3 days, right? I thought it was really peculiar that they can't find it. Okay, it sinks on like a Sunday. And then they're like, it has 3 days worth of oxygen. And on the third day, we know it's at least ran out of oxygen. And the people are expired. You know, they passed away, right? So we go Monday looking for it. They hear a blip. Tuesday. And then Wednesday morning, they're pretty much like, you know, I wake up and my feed is like, you know, everyone has to be dead. Like, we haven't found anything. Everyone has to be dead. That fucking afternoon, they're like, we found it 1,600 feet away from the Titanic shipwreck. So I'm like, that's interesting, because I would assume, you know, this is just me. I would assume that you would be able to go from where the fuck the ship was docked at and then make a straight line at the bottom of the sea to where the Titanic was, and you would be able to find the ship. I understand that the ocean is deep, but we did find the ship, so we have the technology to do that. And if this fucking dude can make like a pressure chamber in order to go down there and do, I'm pretty sure the U.S. government, because they called everybody in for this shit because it's a billionaire. Like, you know, if they saved his life, they're probably getting like crazy bread. So it's worth it to at least try to do it, you know, to at least try to save the nigga. Because, you know, if you're like the Coast Guard, you know, main captain guy, and then you go up to him, you know, the multiple billionaires, and you're like, yeah, bro, like they didn't want me to do nothing, man. But I said, we get all hands on deck. I don't care what's going on. No, like, they're going to pay you out a good amount of money, right? So I just don't, they had 3 days. They had all hands on deck, Coast Guard, you know, I don't know what other kind of fucking seafaring entities that we got going on. They go out there and they say they can't find anything for 3 days. All right. Now it's a 4-hour trip. No, I'm sorry. It's a 1 hour and 45-minute trip to get down there, and then a 2-hour trip up, a 4-hour in total trip. So that means technically it only takes 2 hours to get down to the Titanic. So if they just do a straight line from the fucking Titanic to the fucking docking station all the way to the ground and then just search that area, they would have found it dumb quick. And I don't know why that wasn't like the first course of action, because of the fact of like, number one, we knew they were going to the Titanic. Number two, they not fucking around and like, you know, floating off into all different spaces or whatever and just being like, yeah, we're going to make a huge circle around and then drift into the Titanic. That would be stupid. So, and the fact that they found it like mere hours after they're like, yeah, these people are definitely dead. And then afterwards, they say like, oh, it probably imploded. And then the fucking, what was it? The Navy was like, yeah, we heard the implosion. We knew they were dead the first day. It's like, how did you know before the story broke? Shut up. But regardless of all that, they pull the wreckage up, right? And I'm only seeing pictures. No, I think I did see a video. I don't know. It might have been just been pictures. I've been watching shit all day. So I see the pictures of them pulling the stuff up. Now, the implosion videos that I've been seeing of everybody like on TikTok and, you know, Instagram, they've pretty much been like, hey, the thing, like it took 1 millisecond, it heated to like the, you know, the hotter than the sun because it was so quick and so much energy all at once, because it's like 8,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, just crushing everybody. They didn't even know what happened, right? So I'm like, if it was that fast and that violent, you would expect, like if you were to make like a cylinder of aluminum foil or like any material and you just put, that's malleable, not like wood or something because that's just going to break, but something that can bend and mold to, you know, when force is applied to it. If you were to crush that together, it would look like a fucking big ball. Or at least on the sides, if you crush like the sides of the cylinder together, it would look like a flat little plate or whatever. But when they pulled it out, it came out in like the regular pieces. It looked like the pieces just kind of undid the pieces of the thing. If it's in a ball or it's a flat thing, how would it come out in pieces? It doesn't make any sense. And also the CEO died. I'm like, why the fuck is the CEO going, like the CEO of Carnival ain't jumping on a Carnival cruise? Is he? I don't know. Like, I don't think the CEO of Delta is flying Delta. He probably has his own ship. Why the fuck is this nigga going down? Maybe because he wants to flirt with billionaires. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's going on. All I know is, excuse that animal in the background. But I don't know. It's just a little bit fishy. And the timing's too accurate. And they found it way too quick and pulled it up, because they were also saying, we don't know, even if we were to find it, we don't know how we will be able to pull it up. I'm like I see cranes outside of my workplace all day, and they're pulling up shits at circles. They're pulling up shits at squares. Like, and I don't believe they have hook points. They just get chains, wrap it around it, underneath it, and they do like that little double loop butterfly chain to it on like weird objects in order to pull them up. I'm like, I think y'all can figure this shit out. If you get one submarine with a motherfucking chain, you put that bitch on the other submarine with the motherfucking chain, and then you go up with it, like, you're going to be good. Like, how the fuck? I don't see how this is a difficult situation, but whatever. I'm an engineer, but still. But I don't know shit about pressure vessels, so maybe that doesn't apply. Either way, doesn't matter. All right, let's move on, because these fucking billionaires, I'm mad at myself because I was thinking, like, you know, I can hate on that shit, but I would be in the same motherfucking boat. I've been like, nigga, I jumped out of planes. I flew a fucking, I flew a plane, my own plane, you know. I don't even know. What else would I do? Get a boat and crash it? I don't know. I'd just be doing reckless shit if I could, but it is what it is. Man, I feel bad for Zion. This whole Moriah Mills, whatever her name is, like little girl, not little, like she probably like 30-something years old. I just don't get the whole point of like, they always say, you know, the worst thing is like a woman scorned, because I just don't know why she can't just let it. Like, you're a porn star. Like, you're a person who has sex with people and then goes home later on. Like, she was like, you spit in my mouth. Like, I guarantee I can probably find a video of someone spitting in her mouth or nutting in her mouth. Like, I'm like, this is something you do for your job, bro. Like, you're mad because you're not getting the money from it. But, you know, update today, she actually has a she posted a pregnancy test, and yeah, it's positive. So Zion might be on the hook for 2 babies by 2 different women. And that's probably the worst way to go out. I mean, you got to take care of your kids, and the government's going to make sure of that, especially if you're making money. And he's still going to be straight. I can't be like, I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad, but I'm not sorry for him. I mean, hey, you're also a multi-millionaire. Like, you can afford it, my nigga. And if he plays well and gets off the fucking, you know, seat because he said his little foot hurts, his little tootsies hurt, you can make a lot more money, and then also do endorsements after you're done playing, and even make even more money. Because they were saying like Jordan made like, I don't know, don't quote me on but like, let's say $60 million. I don't know how much it was, but he made like $1 billion in shoe sales. You know what I mean? So endorsements are the shit. Like, consumer items are the shit. So, you know, you can play as much as you want to, but this nigga jumps out the gym, and that's a very easily commodizable. What is that word? Commodizable? I don't know. Motherfuckers want to buy that shit. So, yeah, if he can figure that out, then he'll be straight. Let me take a sip of water. See, I upgrade my podcast game. You know, drink water now. All right, I'm back. But, yeah, I mean, it's a crazy thing. But I was also thinking, like, would porn stars be the best people or the worst people to, like, be having a side relationship with? Because porn stars, like, if they have kids, that's going to fuck up their actual career, right? Because they're porn stars. They can't be, like, most of the time they can't be pregnant and be doing scenes. Like, that's a very niche thing. Like, and if you have a good body, you know, girls say it ruins your body, and then you also have to, like, recover from that. Not saying you can't be a porn star with kids. It's probably just harder. So why do it? So they're probably really good and understand the ways of birth control in order to not have kids. And I don't know if that's just abortion or just being very steady with your birth control, or just always eating nut. I don't know. But one of the 3 got to be the main thing. So I'm thinking if they know exactly how, because that's the thing. If you, let's say you're a train operator, you know how to operate the train, you're an expert at trains. If you're an expert at trains, that means you're also an expert at, like, being able to destroy a train. So that's what I'm saying with, you know, like, you know exactly how much pressure is going to explode the boiler or something like that, right? So that's what I'm saying with Moriah. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right. Moriah Mills, whatever it is. So wouldn't she be the best person to know how to get pregnant, since she's in the porn industry and is around semen a lot more than, like, the regular female, right? I don't know. That's just a question. But either way, hey, fuck this guy. I mean, not fuck him. I don't know why I'm so upset. But, I mean, it's just, like, it's tough. And, you know, and that's the thing. Girls have no remorse for this shit. Like, they can look at something that, like, they can look at almost any situation and be like, oh, empathy. I'm like, oh, no. Like, I know it's bad, but he don't. But anytime it comes down to getting someone pregnant, they're like, no, I don't give a fuck about that. That nigga need to pay. I'm like, Jesus, y'all don't have no sympathy for any of that type of stuff. It's crazy. But hey, I mean, it is what it is, and you know, he got the money for it. He's gonna be all right at the end of the day. He can probably impregnate 10 other people. It don't matter. All right. So check it out. This is crazy. This shows you that people only care about your name and they only care about clout. You know what I'm saying? So it says Louis Vuitton bag, smaller than a grain of salt, sells for nearly $64,000. So when you look at this bag, it is literally just a green tiny bag. And it just, like, fits right on your fingertip. Like, I'm not even fucking playing with you. Like, I mean, I don't know how they would have even made it. Modeled after, I'm not going to read all this shit. But yeah, I mean, but again, like, who's buying that shit? Because this is something that someone can make on Etsy. Because you can't wear it. It's a size. It's smaller than a grain of salt. So it's smaller than even a grain of rice. You know what I'm saying? You can't wear it. You can't take, like, you can't put it on top of your head or nothing. No one's going to see it. It's just, it's ridiculous. So people just want to buy it because it's just a one of its kind. And it's probably some rich ass person that wants to invest in it, bought it for $64K. He's gonna wait 10 years and then sell it for $500,000 and be like, "Yeah, this was the 2023 fucking label of Louis Vuitton back in the day." I fucking hate that shit. It doesn't even work. Like, it doesn't do anything. I just can't invest in shit that doesn't do something for me. You know, like, get a car, but I guess you can't drive it because then it's going to, like, degrade and the condition can go low. That's why I'm not fucking rich. I don't know anything about this stuff. I'm just stating my opinion. That's why the thing is called that. But shoot, I mean, why didn't everyone just do that? That's what you should do after a while. Like, Nike just start releasing stupid shoes. Yeah, we have 2 back shoes. It's just 2 backs of a shoe. You can't really wear it. And then the other side is just 2 fronts of a shoe. So you can't even put on your foot. It's just 2 toes, you know what I mean? Or 2 toe sides of a shoe put together. And then sell it for, $16 million. And just so the person can flip it on later for $100,000 million or whatever the fuck. Like, I mean, I don't see why every company does. I guess you can't constantly do it because then it's not going to be gimmicky anymore or whatever. But I mean, you can at least do it once. I know for myself, if I had a company like that sold some shit like this, I would be like, oh yeah, I'm going to wait a year and I'm going to drop some other stupid shit that is, that normal people would never buy, but it's something. Because that's the thing. It has to be something that someone can't just readily buy, and it has to be something that's like very limited. And I guess it also can't have any functionality so that you can just put it away and not do anything with it, bring it back a little bit later and, re-release it or whatever for a higher price. Again, that's a long game, and I got too short of I got too short of pockets to play the long game. You feel me? Lab-grown meat has been approved to sell in the USA for the first time. I don't know why people are tripping. Like, I'm down with that. If it lowers the price of chicken and steak and it tastes just as good and it's the same, like, mineral or even more, like, if I can get a super protein steak for the low, give me a ribeye steak for the low that got more protein in it than a regular steak. I'm buying that shit daily, bro. I'm buying that shit daily. And then also they can probably take out like GMOs and everything. I don't know what they're putting into it, but that's the thing. Like, what other shit do we put in our body every day that's made by like large corporations? Why do people have such a problem with this? Like, they acting like they ain't eating Welch's fruit snacks. What the fuck is a Welch's fruit snack? What the fuck is a zebra cake? Yeah. What is Welch's fruit snack? Is it gelatin? I don't know. I'm assuming it's gelatin. But even like, with some like the seasons that we get, like, I've been inside the McCormick factory or whatever. I used to work with I used to work with their storage systems, not specifically McCormick, but like a lot of company storage systems, right? So I would go in there and they had this big ass bag and they just had like dried onions on it, and I looked in it and it just looked like a little curled up, I don't even know, I guess onions chopped up and dried, I don't know, it just curled up. But I'm like, but the thing didn't expire till like 2029. I'm like, I don't know if, even if you take the water out of it, like, it's still got to go bad. It's like 3 years or 6 years. Like, come on now, that's crazy. But I'm just saying that to say, like, even the seasons that we use, even if you use like the good raw materials, I feel like even the seasons that we use are processed and like, go through a factory and get put in like dimethylene hydrogenate or whatever, and it's like for a taste. It's like, what the fuck is that? I thought onions were already tasty. Why do I need that for the taste? Or some other shit in order to be like, yeah, it lasts a lot longer. It's like, what is that? What does it do to it that makes it last more? That makes it last longer? Or those little packets? What are those little packets? The little packets that say like for oxygen or something, like you'll get in like beef jerky, or like if you get like protein powder or something, or like pre-workout. Like, what does that thing do? And then you open it up, it got little clear balls. I'm like, what is this? What is this shit? And then it's supposed to take oxygen or something? What is that? I don't know. Something's up. But either way, like, we're eating all this other shit. And especially if you take like, I take creatine, BCAAs, and, protein. All of that shit is just straight powder. I don't know what's in it. They could crush up, cockroaches and throw some vanilla extract in there and say it's delicious. And I'll be like, yep, I guess as long as I'm getting my protein, I'm straight. So, I don't know. It's a crazy world we live in, but I love it. I love it. But yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like it's going to start off slow like most things do, but then as it becomes more normalized, as people try it, because like even with tofu, I know people that didn't like tofu, and then we'll go to a restaurant or whatever, order appetizers, and the waiter will come around and be like, hey, did y'all like what was it? It was the pot stickers. Everyone was like, yeah, it was delicious. And he was like, you know what kind of, protein was in there? And we're like, what? And it was like tofu. And then other people at the table that didn't like tofu was like, oh, I didn't even know it was tofu. So I think that's what's going to happen with a lot of these meats after a while. Like they're going to become a little lightened on the regulation once they figure out like it doesn't cause like cancer causing tumors and shit like that. Because I'm definitely going to give it a few years to make sure. Like, I'm not going to eat it straight off the fucking shelf like that. You know what I'm saying? I got to give it a few years to make sure they get all the, the bumps out of it. Because somebody's going to fuck around and get salmonella. Someone's going to fuck around and get scurvy. Someone's going to get HIV. Something's going to happen from these, like, little chickens, these little lab-grown chickens or whatever's going on. So, and I wonder why don't they just clone a chicken and then kill it? Because I was hearing about that back in the day, where it was like, yeah, we can just make the same chicken each time, and it's just a carbon copy of itself. So, like, if you like that particular steak or that particular piece of chicken from that particular chicken, you could just constantly buy it, and all the chickens in the pack would technically be the same chicken. So, all of them would taste exactly the same, be the exact same size, exact same, leanness and muscle mass or whatever. So, I wonder what happened with that. But honestly, what's gonna happen, which is going to be lit, is that we're going to start having printers in our house, right? So all we'll have to do is order like the food, like ink, you know what I'm saying? Like we get chicken ink and we get steak ink. And then we say like, hey, we want this particular steak, put the fat here. Like you can get Wagyu A5 marbled steak at home. It just takes like 5 minutes to print. You put that bitch on and some of the printers are probably going to come with their own stove and oven and like heat or heating elements, right? So then when you cook it, like when you make it, it automatically just starts cooking for you. I don't know if that's good or not, because then like you got electronics around heat. That shit usually don't work unless you're an oven. How the fuck does that work? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I can see, this thing is going to be huge. It is what it is. It's going to be great. And the world's going to be better off for it. And hopefully we can start working from fucking home. But I'm not going to get into that. I think I got one more story before I got to go. Okay, here, boo. Oh, yeah. Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have been charged with rape, human trafficking, and forging a criminal gang to exploit women prosecutors in Romania. Yeah, so I guess I was wrong on this one, folks. I guess I was super duper wrong on this one, because Andrew Tate just got, or they set the nigga up. They set his ass up. They got his ass. But still, they told him. I'm reading other shit. He told us that, if they're going to arrest me before the year is up and hold me there on charges of this stuff. And then they did it. And then, well, I don't know, whatever. Disregard everything. Either way, motherfucker getting arrested. It is what it is. I don't know why he's still putting out videos though, but we'll see what all happens. But either way, fuck it. I'm tired, y'all. It's late. But, work hard, do what you can do the best every day. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Love the people around you. Don't be a dickhead, because people can motherfucking shoot you out here. I love you. The people around you that do love you also love you. So, be happy about that. And don't take anything for granted. All right, y'all. Take it easy.